now on stage is our junior high band. It's comprised of students that are in the 8th and 9th grades. And the conductors for this group are Mr. Jason Edwards and Mr. Todd Mitchell, and they will be taking the show down. So please welcome them to the stage.
First pick of the NFL draft, it goes to, I'm sorry. Thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate you all coming out for our spring concert. It's been a while since we've been able to do a spring concert. Christmas was great. We got things on we do for spring. That was March by Hyperion Guards with Mr. Edwards. We're going to continue with Midnight Suite by Brian Balmages. This is 3 pieces of music put together. All 3 could stand alone by themselves, but together they form the Midnight Suite. Midnight Madness, Midnight Sky, and Midnight Mission. And we're going to play all 3 of them tonight together. We'll pause between each piece of music to allow the percussion to move around. We'll let the other students change pieces of music. Please hold your applause till the final 3rd piece tonight. Thank you. first started talking about Midnight Mission, they just didn't have the style. I said, go what, you've seen the movie, the Dirty Dozen, you're sneaking around. They're going, what? Okay, well, think about sneaking out of your room. Oh, okay. Yeah. They got that. A couple of thank yous. We'd like to thank our superintendent, Mr. LaFoon, our administrators, Dr. Morris and Mrs. Story, for their assistance and support for our school year. This year has been better than what it has. We've been able to do more, and we appreciate that. And we look forward to doing more in the coming school year. We'd also like to thank the teachers and the staff at Farmington Junior High. They allowed us to take these kids, all these on stage, and the 7th grade out of class this morning to have dress rehearsal for today's concert. That was the first time, this morning was the first time that either group had been together, since they're all in separate classes. So you're seeing the second performance of a second ensemble today, which is really great. Our next piece is called Armory, and you notice is Randall Standridge, who is an Arkansas composer. He lives in Jonesboro, and he has become the go-to composer across the nation and parts of the world. Mr. Standridge is always flying out to do clinics and anything like that, and he's always very gracious to help any of those that band director world, anything like that. Armory, just for your imagination, he wrote this with the inspiration of a video game and picking your weapons before going into this final battle. And that sets the stage for this piece of music. And we're very happy to present this again with Mr. Edwards. And we will continue with Armory.
a special presentation to make tonight, and wanted to do this at a time when we thought we would have our largest audience, honestly, and as the high school parents are coming in and our junior high parents are still here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on. This band program started in 1981, and there's still connections to the families and the students and the descendants of people that started this band program, children or grandchildren possibly, who got this going. And we're very thankful to have the opportunity to work here and to teach these kids, and we're always excited when we have a child of a former student come through the program, because that means that we did something right and the parents are willing to let their kids be in our classes. And but this goes back, this predates me by quite a bit actually, but in 1981, a band director named Lewis Clark started this band program. There was not a band here before. And one of the very first kids that walked in Lewis's door was a young man named Marcus Dorman. Marcus would go on to a very successful music career. I'll read a little more about that off of this plaque. And he did a lot for music here, and the band program here was very important to him. In fact, even to this day, his youngest daughter is playing in a semi-professional brass group, plays trombone and baritone. But we hold this for now. I've got to get my glasses because I'm old and I can't read without them. But the plaque is in memory of Marcus because we lost him last August to COVID. And it says, in memory of Marcus Dorman, Marcus was a founding member of the Farmington band program. He started in band as a 6th grader and would play tuba and sousaphone throughout high school. Marcus was an Arkansas School Band and Orchestra Association All-Region Honor Band member throughout junior high and high school. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he was the very first student from the school to earn a spot in an all-region band. He was a member of the Future Farmers of America Arkansas State Band and traveled Europe with the American Musical Ambassadors as a tuba player while he was in high school. After graduating from high school, Marcus would spend 33 years in the United States Army and the Army Reserve, retiring in January of 2022. When he was able, he would attend Farmington band events, and including performing with the band as an alumni member when we substituted for the University of Arkansas Hog Band at Arkansas men's and women's basketball and volleyball games. He would always come back. That's a special memory I have. He would come up and he would play his sousaphone. We still have that tuba, we still have that sousaphone in our program. He would play those with us when we did those Razorback athletic events. Marcus and his family continue to serve as patrons and ambassadors of music education, and specifically ambassadors of the Farmington bands. He was one of the first links in a long chain of students who continue to be the Farmington Cardinal Band. In his memory, we continue that chain as a musical family of Cardinals. And the young folks on the stage, the beginners and the high school band, are all continuing in that tradition that Marcus helped to found here in 1981. And we have members of his family over here tonight. I would like to introduce them. His mother Ann is here, his brother Herbert, his sister Deborah, and niece and aunt are all here, and I don't know how many other family members are here, but would you all stand, please, in honor and recognition of Marcus. They're not expecting me to say this either, but if it weren't for them, much of the equipment you see on stage would not be here, because they have helped to raise a tremendous amount of money to help this band program to have percussion equipment. The contrabass clarinet you see, the tallest instrument in on the stage here, would not be on the stage without the Dorman family having made sure that money was available to the band, and several other instruments. I'm so thankful for them, and just I'm thankful for Marcus's friendship over many years, because he and I were friends, and I knew him for many, many years. Again, this plaque will hang in our band room, the entryway, and we want to dedicate this concert to the Dorman family and to Marcus for all that they did for us. We will continue our program now, and if you'd like to come see the plaque, we'll have it. we're very pleased. I was able to get a picture from the family of Marcus in his FFA jacket with his tuba, and again, we still have that tuba, it is still used. And also, him in his retirement from the military. So that will be in there, and I hope it's an inspiration to kids in our program for years to come. Thank you all very much.
Before we get to our last piece, I just want to thank again the students. I would like the 9th grade to stand up, please. Just this group, they're in their 3rd year. Some of them have come to us from other school programs, which we're more than happy to have them come and be a part of our band family, and we are glad that they've chosen to be in band in our program. But 3 years ago, these kids started as beginners, and they got 3/4 of a year. Everybody knows what happens. We come back in August, and they come back as 8th graders, ready to go, and they had to endure the hardest requirements of any students. Not only them, but every band and choir and drama. We had 30 minutes inside that we could rehearse. On good days, we went outside. And we spent most of last year relearning to play the instruments, learning music, doing what we could, videoing what we could, and putting out. We weren't able to have the concerts, unfortunately. But this Christmas, we were able to bring it back. Back in September, they were able to do their first football game, and bringing that back was a great joy to be able to have them back. And this is a really good group of kids, and I'm really excited to see them continue and go into high school next year and continue the traditions that the high school has set, and they will hold that very well. But again, I want to thank you all very personally for the hard work that you all have done and the commitment you have made to our program over the past 3 years. And I hope that you'll make it for the next 3 years, and we'll be talking about your graduation in 3 years. So again, thank you, 9th grade, very much for your support and your willingness to be in our band program. Please give them a round of applause. I still love the 8th grade. You and Jim. Alright, we're going to finish this out with a little fun. We're going to go from Memphis to New Orleans with a little Dixieland jazz and a little bit of surprise. We're going to throw in a little twist at the end that I hope Mr. Edmondson approves of. We won't tell him, but anyways, it's going to be fun. We learned a little bit of second line music back during Mardi Gras one day, and the kids enjoyed it, and it just felt like we needed to add it to this part of the concert tonight. So we're going to throw in a little twist here. So I will say, you might want to have your cameras ready.